Back to the Mom Life podcast. I get to be in the center seat today, just playing musical chairs. So the good news is I'm wearing shorts. I'm overdressed. This long sleeve is too much. It's 70 degrees out.
I have spring fever.
Oh, yeah.
I have spring fever.
Don't get too used to it. It is coming, but we're not there.
I know it's going to be short-lived. Next week when this actually comes out, it's probably going to be like 50 and not in shorts. But it gave me the feeling yesterday and today that running season is here, and it's something we're all three passionate about, and we love for our members to get into, even though sometimes they come in a little bit apprehensive, or when we say running, they
I'm not a runner.
They jump under the table and yeah. I'm not a runner. Oh, I don't do that
I hate running.
I hate running. All these things, and we've found that those who go about running the correct way and take a good approach to getting into running maybe find a little joy in it. So we want to share how we go about getting people into running, and knowing that 5K season's coming up, and that's exciting because it gives us things to look forward to do and things to train for. At least I know I appreciate having those things in the books, and we like to have a good time after we do our events. So
that's why we do it, right?
Part of the reason why we do it. Maybe that's why we like it so much, is for the drinks that we usually follow up our events with. Not that we have them every time we run, just when we do special events.
Not every time. That's just too much.
That would be excessive.
That would be excessive.
How often?
We're all about how often and how much.
How much?
After a timed event, that's a good time.
If you got a bib, then it deserves drinks.
If you got a bib, that's really a good sign.
Yep. So we try to have a bib every week.
Since
just
Jeff
kidding.
has timing equipment and bibs, we just go ahead and suit him
Get
up.
one out of the box.
Yeah. So let's talk about running and kind of what people think, Let's talk about like when people first start and we bring up running and the expressions and comments that we get. How about that?
Okay.
So somebody new comes in. Oh, what's your thoughts on running? Have you ever thought about that?
I don't.
The only thing I'm running from is a bear.
Yeah, that's usually it. Someone's going to be chasing me if I'm running. I don't like to run. I hate to run. I don't know how to run. I'm not
I did it once and it didn't feel good.
Yeah, I'm not into that. I tried training once and it didn't work. My brother-in-law does it and his knees are bad. I mean, it's just the excuses just pile up.
And we do get those that I like the idea of it. I would like to be a runner, but I am not. And so debunking that too a little bit.
And I do think though that even if somebody like I think this is a story in the head for sure, they actually like the idea, but vocalizing it, they're afraid of what we're then going to, there's a fear around what that looks like. And the cool part is like everything else that we teach, right? In the gym, in nutrition, our approach is no different when it comes to running, especially if you've never ran before. We would never suggest going outside and just running as fast as you can for a mile or 2 miles or any amount of time at all, because we know that's the surest way and the fastest way for someone to A, hate running, B, potentially injure themselves, and C, swear off to never do it again, right?
Yeah, for sure. So my favorite is when I talk to somebody and they've had previous experiences about running that they didn't like, and then I go, well, I bet the last time you decided you were going to run, which maybe you hadn't run in for however long, and you decided that day that you were going to go run for 1 mile, and how often they shake their heads like yes, and it's like, what would make you think you're prepared to go run a mile if you haven't ran in forever long? And you can kind of start to see the calmness, like, oh, okay, what's he onto? And like, what if we just went 1 block? And then you walked for 20 minutes and maybe you ran 1 block in and that was it. And that was the beginning of your running journey.
That's your day 1 of running.
And, could probably do that.
Yeah.
And maybe I wouldn't hate it. It wouldn't give me side cramps.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make my body hurt.
Yeah. And potentially viewed as boring and potentially viewed as not enough, right? Because when we do something new, we want to just like everything else, we want to dive head first instead of.
Well, and I think we look at others that have been doing it, and I look at Jeff. He's faster than me. I want to be fast like Jeff, but I have to get there. So we got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not worried about being faster than Jeff. I'm just going to last longer than him. It's a personal goal.
You still smile more. You're still happier while you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't look happy.
Yeah.
Even though I am. I don't give off the vibe.
You look like something's wrong. Terribly wrong.
I sweat a lot.
Well, when you can run a marathon and smile the whole time and not sweat like she does, then you can get somewhere.
Okay, but running for me is been a journey, right? And of course, just like everything else, I could talk for an hour about my running story, but here's the short version. When Jeff took me for a jog at a workout session, like we're going to go run or whatever, walk. We ran a little, we walked and then we ran. I couldn't do it. And so guess what my impression of it was right then? Like for me, he didn't take me and say, oh, we're going to go for a mile. It was half a block, right? 10 seconds, maybe. But it was hard. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to do it. And so after that moment, because my mindset was just not in a great place, I had just accumulated fear around it, and then the fear of even doing it again. So then I changed my story, and guess what my story was? He remembers.
I'm not a runner.
And what else?
I'm never going to run.
Well, no, I hate running.
Yeah, I hate running.
I hate running.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I didn't know how. And I also was being a bullhead and not really wanting to go through the process, right? Because like you said, you just want to be good at it, right? Like it's the whole beginner thing. Like, I don't want to have to work to get better at it. I just want it to happen. And it just wasn't that way for me. But now full circle, I can say I actually do love running and I love everything about it and how it makes me feel. But it wasn't about speed or distance. It's just, I found myself running. Like that's just the best way I can put it. My mindset got better. The thoughts I thought were better. The way I felt about myself was better. When I'm running, it's like the Chicago Bulls theme song is in my head and they're getting ready to announce my name that I'm going to cross that finish line every time I go for a run. What better feeling is that? Like, I'm getting excited talking about it. Can you tell?
I can tell.
Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt there. I don't know where your path
we're
is.
Start kicking off all our runs with the Bulls theme song for you. And here comes Tina Greenwald.
Yes. Come on. I mean, who doesn't? I mean,
yeah, it is a good one.
I like to think everyone has some theme songs that pump them up.
So let's go just to somebody that's maybe listening like, oh, okay, yeah, that's me. I've said all those things. I hate running, blah, 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 all that list. You know, obviously we would encourage you to maybe delete those thoughts and give it one more shot, but take a different approach than what you've ever done before. And one, maybe either find a community of somebody else who wants to do this with you. Misery does like a little bit of company.
I've heard that.
It's not really misery. And start off with as slow as you possibly can and as short as you possibly can. Like literally go for a 1 block jog, do a little walk, finish with a 1 block jog, and call it good for that day. And wake up the next day and just ask yourself, how do I feel today? And chances are you're probably going to feel okay. And then you get to progress from there. But listening to the body is the part that gets overlooked heavily. And like going through it's not fun to have side cramps. So if you're running to a point where you get side cramps, you ran too long. Mm-hmm. If you run to where your knees and everything hurts, you've ran too long. You have to cut that back. And starting from just the slowest point, maybe it's a half block, whatever, find something that you know you could do it and stop there. And then decide to add a little bit more the next time and make the progression really, really slow.
Really slow. Slower than slow.
And that's okay because it'll be amazing where you're at in 6 weeks or 8 weeks that you don't just all of a sudden you're just taking off and everything feels good. You forget about all those shitty thoughts that you had.
So if somebody was getting started, how long do you think, just getting started, how long should they give themselves if 5K is their goal?
From brand new, if they were willing to commit to 2 to 3 runs a week, 8 weeks is, I think, a safe number. You may not run the whole thing straight through. Everybody's going to be on a different path as far as that goes because there's the whole question I like to ask people is, how uncomfortable do you want to be? Like, yes, running can be uncomfortable. Like, it doesn't have to be. It's your choice of what level of uncomfortability do you like, and everybody's threshold is different. Some people don't want to go, but some people say once they do it, it's like, wow, that felt really good to breathe heavy and sweat, and so it's totally different for everybody. But to at least be able to do 8 weeks and do it and feel good about yourself, I think is enough time.
Yeah, and not feel like you beat yourself up. And that brings up another good point. Let's say your goal is to do it in intervals where you're going to do some walking and some running. That's a great goal. So don't ever look at your goal as it's not good enough, or it's not high enough level, or it's not intense enough. Start with what feels good, like Jeff said, and then you have the opportunity to build, right? So if you're a total beginner, like that's just, I'll say it's the best place to be, because now you can play with it and figure out what you like and what works for you. It might not be that you're the fastest 5K runner, but you might enjoy completing multiple runs a year at a walk-run pace that you enjoy and like, and that keeps you coming back. And that's the whole goal, right? Is to be consistent at something. And that's really what this is coming down to. Like, if you're starting it and you're going out of the gate too fast and you hate it, then you're not going to be consistent at it, because you're going to quit. And the only way we fail is if we actually quit. So what we can do is, have somebody help you come up with a plan. If you're not sure how to do it, ask for help from somebody who's done it. If you have a friend who runs, or if you ask me, ask Jeff, ask Josh, but come up with a plan, and that gives you a layer of accountability. And then it also gives you something to follow so that you're not overdoing it.
Yeah, and if you are a beginner and it's your first 5K, or you haven't done one in a long time, the only goal you should have is to just do it. Mm-hmm. There shouldn't be a time. Don't set that time goal. Like, this gets to be your baseline. You get to do it, feel good with whatever the pace is, and then when that one's over, then you get to decide, I want this to be more. I want to go faster. I want to push myself harder. I want to, if I keep going, I know that I'll continue to progress, whatever it is. But the first one, just let it be. It is what it is. Like, don't focus on time. Don't set goals that don't have any reasonable reason for it, other than, I just want to finish it. And then from there, now we can make educated decisions on, like, okay, it's my first one. If I keep going, well, I can expect this or that. But that would be my strong suggestion, is somebody getting into running, where to start. Any other thoughts about getting started with running?
Well, I know one thing that's really important to me, and I think it's important to Tina too, is get yourself some shoes.
Yeah, this is a great reason to get shoes.
Yeah, if you need some support on buying shoes, Tina and Josh they will help put you in the right direction. They're not afraid to buy a pair of shoes.
You're only as good as your shoes look. So go get some nice looking shoes.
I'm not saying there should be a Pulse shoe store, but there should be.
we go through some shoes in this building here, especially people to my right and left.
I'm not necessarily on getting started, but if we're moving on, I think it's important to, if you are somebody who doesn't like to hear yourself breathe, listening to some music or a podcast or something that you enjoy is always something that I've found helpful. And you can do that as a beginner. You don't have to do something special before you can graduate to running with music or something that you're listening to. It helps pass time, especially if you enjoy it.
Yeah. And for anything else for the beginners, otherwise, I think the next group of people are the ones that I used to run and I haven't in a long time, and now there's this comparison mode of thinking I should be able to just go out and run because that's what I used to do. And it's, even though it's been 5 years or 10 years since I've ran and I haven't done any strength training or anything since, I should be able to run a 5K in the same amount of time as when I stopped. And
it doesn't work that way.
Let's reel that back.
Where does that work anywhere in life? If I was really good at something a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and I haven't done it, what would make me think I'd be good at anything if I haven't?
I mean, nothing suggests that you would. However, I know.
But our mind,
Yeah.
our mind suggests
Our
it.
brain takes us there, like, oh yeah, the last 5K I did 8 years ago, I did it under 30 minutes, so that's my goal. And nope, that is not your goal. Your goal should be just like a beginner. Go back to just finish. If you haven't done a race in over a year, then you should just call yourself a beginner again. If you've been out of running for a year, maybe even a little less than that, then you should probably go back to beginner. Consider yourself a beginner and then go through the exact steps that we just talked about. Maybe your intervals can be a little longer because you know what running feels like, but shouldn't be beating yourself up.
Yeah, and it could be like riding a bike. Like once you get going, you're like, oh, it does come back a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But your mind may have a different story around it. But once you get going, you're like, oh, okay, this is the feeling. This is when I know that I can step it up a notch. And so hopefully you do have those things if it was something that you actually enjoyed doing and had done in the past.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of had a bit of it. I took a little hiatus from running for a little while and had to give myself that, like, just give yourself 8 weeks and you'll be right back to where you were probably. And sure enough, if I didn't focus on time, just put in the reps, then it's taking care of itself.
Consistency does that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's all I really got as far as running goes, except for just being excited that the time of year is here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fair weather runner, it's here. So,
Yeah.
Go buy some shoes.
And even though today's 70, it's a little bit warm. I personally think the best running weather is near, 40 to 50 degrees, honestly.
yeah, if the sun's shining.
If the sun is
and the
shining.
wind is not.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, let's not get too perfect here.
if you can go outside when it's windy and cold or potentially rainy, the days that it's sunny and not windy,
Yeah, for sure.
they feel a lot better, right?
Even this past Saturday, what was it? It was in the 30s, upper 30s.
Yeah.
And we got done with the run, and you looked at me and you're like, you look overdressed. And I was in shorts, but I had a sweatshirt on.
You had a sweatshirt on and you were
it was
warm.
38 or something, but there was no wind. And it was.
Yeah, there was no sun either.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
nothing.
So,
Yeah. So I got out yesterday. It felt better than. I mean, I enjoyed those runs through the snow, but it felt good to not have to do it.
I did not.
It was different.
Well, I
Right.
purposely looked for places that didn't have snow, but that was.
Went after it.
I went in the middle of the road and just hoped I didn't get hit by a car.
I was glad I didn't wipe out. Used some different muscles. Like I was definitely more sore after running through the snow. Just
Oh, yeah.
it's a little more tense. So, if you are thinking about running or you've been a runner,
Are you wrapping up?
I am. Did you have
I got
something?
one more
Oh.
idea for somebody. Sign up for a race. Especially like right now, if you're local listening, which I don't know how many out of town listeners we have.
Millions.
And if you are, that's fine. Find a race in your town. But we do have a race that's coming up in Highland on May 2nd.
Yep.
We're timing it.
May 2nd. Yep. Pulse is timing it. And it's a great opportunity. I'm not sure how many weeks we are out of that, but that would be a good opportunity if this is something that's sparking your interest and you have thought about running before, or you just want to get back into it because maybe you take the winter off. But that's a good opportunity locally to sign up for a race, support a good cause. And I think the first time a person who like maybe, wants to get into running runs a race, I think the running of the race creates a different feeling around that experience that they didn't quite understand, because now you're just with a group of people